Good morning, students. Now, today we will start the new topic, change in exchange rate. Change in exchange rate. So, two situations. First of all, depreciation of Indian currency, and the second one is the appreciation of Indian currency. So, now, first of all, let's start depreciation of Indian currency. Depreciation means increase in the demand for US dollar in India. So, this situation we are going to discuss over here. Just like suppose exchange rate is $1 equals to 50 rupees. So if $1 is equals to 50 rupees, so an increase in the India's demand for US dollar will cause the demand curve shift from DD to D1 D1. So the resulting intersection will be at the higher rate. Earlier, when the demand and the supply, or maybe just imagine on that time, if the rate of exchange was $1 equals to 40, so at that time the exchange rate was, the equilibrium point was at the E point. But just suppose if the exchange rate increases from $1.40 to $1.50, so an increase in the India's demand for US dollar will cause the demand curve shift from DD to D1 D1, and the new intersection point will be at the higher rate. So it means exchange rate will rise from OR to OR1. So it shows that depreciation of Indian currency, because more currency is, that means 50 rupees instead of 40 is required to buy $1 US. So this depreciation of a currency means fall in the value in terms of another foreign currency. That means the domestic currency is relatively less valuable. Now, what will be the effect of depreciation of domestic currency on exports? See, depreciation of domestic currency means a fall in the price of a domestic currency, right? If the rate of exchange increases from 40 to 50, that means it is depreciation, or it shows a fall in the price of a domestic currency in terms of a foreign currency. So it means $1 can be exchanged for more rupees. Earlier 40 rupees was exchanged for $1, but now it's 50 rupees. So with the same amount of the dollars, more of goods can be purchased from India. So it means at the time of depreciation, India's exports can be increased. It means exports to USA have become cheaper. Now it may result in increase of exports to USA, because now with the same amount of the dollar, more of the goods can be purchased from India. Now the second situation is appreciation of Indian currency. That means, literal meaning, increase in supply of US dollar. Now just understand this situation. Suppose exchange rate is $1 equals to 60 rupees. So an increase in the supply of US dollar will cause the supply curve shift from SS to S1 S1, and the resulting intersection will be at the lower exchange rate, that is E1. So it means exchange rate will fall from OR to OR1. That means from $1 equals to 60 rupees to $1 to 50 rupees. So it shows appreciation of Indian currency, because less currency, that means 50 rupees instead of 60 rupees are required to buy $1. So appreciation of a currency is the increase in the value, increase in its value in terms of another foreign currency. That means now the Indians have to pay less money, less rupees, just to purchase the $1. Now, what will be the effect of the appreciation of domestic currency on imports? Appreciation of domestic currency means a rise in the price of a domestic currency, that means rupees, in terms of a dollar. So it means 1 rupee can be exchanged for more US dollar. So with the same amount of money, with the 50 rupees, now more goods can be purchased from USA. Earlier Indians have to pay 60 rupees, but now they have to pay 50 rupees. So it means imports from USA have become cheaper. So they may result in increase in the imports from USA. So appreciation increases the imports, whereas the depreciation increases the exports of the country. Now the next topic is devaluation and depreciation of the currency. The difference between devaluation and depreciation. First of all, understand the meaning of a devaluation. Devaluation, that means when a country brings down the value of its currency in terms of foreign currency by government order. It is called devaluation. That means the effect of the devaluation is same as that of depreciation of the currency. Devaluation, that means the falling the value of the Indian currency, but this is done by the government itself. And depreciation means decrease in the value of domestic currency in terms of foreign currency, but by the market forces. There is no intervention of the government or the monetary authority. This is done by the market forces, and devaluation is done by the government. Second difference is devaluation takes place under fixed exchange rate system, because here there is an intervention or the interference of a government. That is why it is placed under the fixed exchange rate system, whereas depreciation is done by the market forces, so it takes place under the flexible exchange rate system. Now the last topic of this chapter is the managed floating. Now managed floating, it is a system in which the central bank allows the exchange rate to be determined by market forces, but it intervenes at times to influence the rate. Or in other words, we can say that managed floating exchange rate is the flexible exchange rate which can be moderated by the intervention of the central bank through buying and selling of the foreign currencies in the open market. That means whenever there is a favorable or the unfavorable balance of payments are there, on that time the central bank buy and sell their foreign currencies in the open market. This is also the type of the flexible exchange rate system, but it is intervened by the central bank. So central bank does not have absolute power, but some power to manage the exchange rate slightly according to the economy. Like in the case of a surplus or in the deficit of the balance of payments, this we will discuss in the next chapter. Like we know that the balance of the payments should be always in the balance, but two situations are there. Sometimes it can be surplus, sometimes it can be the deficit. So like in the case of a surplus or deficit balance of payment, permission of IMF has to be obtained, and it is the system that allows adjustment in exchange rate according to a set of rules and the regulations which are officially declared in the foreign exchange market. That means whenever there is a surplus or deficit balance of payments are there, on that time central bank buy and sell the foreign currencies in the open market, but according to the rules and regulations or with the permission of IMF. So basically fixed exchange rate system and flexible exchange rate system, you will get the quality of both type of exchange rate system in the managed floating. That means this system is the combination of a fixed and the flexible exchange rate. That means there is no predefined range of adjustment, and also there is no predefined time of adjustment. Adjustments are allowed entirely on the merits of the case. It is for managing authority to allow or reject an appeal for the adjustment. Like when foreign exchange rate is too high, so the RBI starts selling the foreign currency from its reserves, and when it is too low, the central bank starts buying the foreign currencies from the foreign exchange market. So that is why managed floating is also called dirty floating, as central bank intervene to purchase and sell foreign exchange in an attempt to moderate exchange rate movements whenever they feel that such actions are appropriate. So basically, this is the combination of a fixed and the flexible exchange rate system in which the RBI buys and sell the buy the securities in the open market. So the basically question arises that what is the role of the RBI in all three systems of exchange rate system: fixed, flexible and managed floating. First of all, in the fixed exchange rate system, yes, as RBI actively uses its foreign currency reserves to maintain the officially determined exchange rate in the fixed exchange rate system, whereas in the flexible, central bank does not maintain any reserve of the foreign currency, as this market is automatically adjusted to determine the market driven exchange rate. That means this exchange rate system is totally depend upon the market conditions, so there is no role of the RBI. Managed floating, central bank enters the foreign exchange market to buy or sell the foreign currency in order to control the fluctuations in the market. This one is entirely controlled by them. This one free from the RBI, and in this one RBI only enters at the time of fluctuations.